Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our lecture on medical devices in regulatory affairs, focusing on the US FDA framework. Today, we will explore advanced regulatory strategies to ensure the safety and effectiveness of medical devices, enabling manufacturers to bring innovative solutions to market. This lecture builds on our previous discussion, covering pre-market approval, PMA, de novo classification, investigational device exemption (IDE), quality system (QS) regulation, labeling, medical device reporting (MDR), and FDA databases. These align with course objectives to equip you with skills for navigating complex FDA processes. Ethical considerations, like ensuring patient safety and transparent reporting, are critical for compliance and trust. By mastering these strategies, you'll develop regulatory pathways for safe device innovation. We begin with the lecture outline, providing a roadmap for our exploration. Following our introduction, let's review the lecture outline to guide our exploration of advanced U.S. medical device regulations. This lecture starts with an introduction to advanced regulatory processes, defining their role in ensuring device safety. We'll explore key concepts, including PMA, de novo, IDE, QS regulation, labeling, and MDR. Applications will show how these ensure safety and market entry. Methods, like PMA submissions and MDR reporting, will be paired with U.S. examples, such as the Apple Watch de novo, to illustrate implementation. Best practices, emphasizing ethical compliance, and recommendations, like leveraging FDA databases, will ensure success. A summary will consolidate takeaways, preparing you to design robust regulatory strategies. This outline aligns with course objectives to develop skills for navigating FDA regulations, fostering innovation and safety. Ethical considerations, like transparent FDA communication, remain central. This slide transitions to the introduction, where we'll define advanced regulations. Building on our outline, let's introduce advanced medical device regulations in the U.S. Advanced FDA regulations, managed by the Center for Devices and Radiological Health, CDRH, ensure safety and effectiveness for high-risk and novel devices, like pacemakers or AI-based diagnostics. Processes like pre-market approval, PMA for Class III devices, de novo for novel devices, and investigational device exemption (IDE) for clinical studies enforce rigorous safety standards. Quality system (QS) regulation, labeling, and medical device reporting (MDR) ensure ongoing compliance and monitoring. For example, a new cardiac implant requires PMA and MDR compliance. Ethical considerations, like rigorous testing and transparent reporting, build public trust. This introduction aligns with course objectives to equip you with skills for navigating complex FDA pathways, ensuring safe innovation. This slide transitions to defining advanced regulations, where we'll clarify their scope. Following our introduction, let's define advanced regulations in U.S. medical device regulatory affairs. These regulations govern high-risk, Class III and novel devices, ensuring safety and effectiveness through processes like pre-market approval, PMA for pacemakers, de novo for novel low to moderate risk devices, and investigational device exemption (IDE) for clinical studies. Quality system (QS) regulation ensures consistent manufacturing, while labeling requirements and medical device reporting (MDR) enforce accurate information and adverse event monitoring. The FDA's CDRH oversees these, using databases like Devices at FDA for transparency. For example, a novel AI diagnostic may use de novo classification. Ethical considerations include accurate reporting and prioritizing patient safety. This definition aligns with course objectives to foster understanding of advanced regulations for compliant innovation. This slide transitions to key regulatory concepts, where we'll explore foundational principles. Building on our definition, let's explore key regulatory concepts for advanced U.S. medical device regulation. Pre-market approval, PMA requires scientific evidence for Class III devices, e.g., pacemakers, to ensure safety and effectiveness. De novo classification enables novel low to moderate risk devices, e.g., OsteoDetect, to be classified as Class I or II. Investigational Device Exemption (IDE) supports clinical studies for unapproved devices, requiring IRB and FDA approval for significant risk devices. Quality System (QS) regulation governs manufacturing processes, while labeling ensures accurate device information, and medical device reporting (MDR) tracks adverse events. Ethical considerations include transparent reporting, rigorous safety data, and patient safety prioritization. These concepts align with course objectives to develop skills for navigating complex FDA processes. This slide transitions to PMA, where we'll delve into the approval process. Following key concepts, let's examine pre-market approval, PMA in U.S. medical device regulation. PMA is required for Class III devices, e.g., pacemakers, 120 devices, which pose high risk, demanding comprehensive scientific evidence of safety and effectiveness. Manufacturers submit detailed data, including clinical study results, for a rigorous FDA review, often taking months. For example, a new cardiac implant requires PMA with clinical trial data. Ethical considerations include providing truthful data, ensuring patient safety through testing, and transparent FDA communication. PMA aligns with course objectives by ensuring high-risk devices meet stringent standards, fostering safe innovation. By mastering PMA, you'll navigate approvals for critical devices. This slide transitions to de novo classification, where we'll explore novel device pathways. Following PMA, let's explore de novo classification in U.S. medical device regulation. De novo is for novel devices with low to moderate risk, Class I or II, that lack a predicate for 510(k) clearance, like OsteoDetect, an AI-based fracture detection tool. Manufacturers submit a de novo request to establish a new device classification, including safety and effectiveness data. Once approved, the device can serve as a predicate for future 510(k) submissions. For example, OsteoDetect's de novo approval enabled subsequent 510(k) clearances for similar tools. Ethical considerations include accurate data submission and ensuring patient safety. De novo aligns with course objectives by enabling innovation for novel devices, fostering compliant market entry. This slide transitions to IDE, where we'll explore clinical study requirements. Following de novo, let's discuss investigational device exemption (IDE) in U.S. medical device regulation. IDE allows clinical studies of unapproved devices to collect safety and effectiveness data for PMA or 510(k) submissions. Significant risk devices, e.g., implants, require both IRB and FDA approval, while non-significant risk devices need only IRB approval. Studies must include informed consent, investigational labeling, and monitoring. For example, a new stent study requires IDE approval with an IRB-approved plan. Ethical considerations include ensuring informed consent, accurate reporting, and patient safety. IDE aligns with course objectives by enabling safe clinical research, supporting regulatory submissions. By navigating IDE, you'll facilitate data-driven approvals. This slide transitions to QS regulation, where we'll explore manufacturing standards. Following IDE, let's examine quality system (QS) regulation in U.S. medical device regulation. QS regulation 21 CFR Part 820 governs methods, facilities, and controls for designing, manufacturing, packaging, labeling, storing, installing, and servicing devices. Manufacturers must establish QS proportional to device risk, ensuring consistent quality. For example, a pacemaker manufacturer implements QS for reliable production. FDA inspections verify compliance for finished device manufacturers. Ethical considerations include maintaining high-quality standards and transparent reporting to ensure patient safety. U.S. regulation aligns with course objectives by ensuring reliable device production, fostering compliant innovation. By implementing QS, you'll ensure consistent safety and effectiveness. This slide transitions to labeling requirements, where we'll explore compliance standards. Following QS regulation, let's explore labeling requirements in U.S. medical device regulation. Labeling includes on-device labels and descriptive materials, e.g., brochures, websites that explain the device. Per 21 CFR Parts 801, General Labeling, 809, In Vitro Diagnostics, and 812, Investigational Devices. Labels must be accurate, non-misleading, and include instructions or restrictions, e.g., for use by a physician. For example, a restricted device like a hearing aid includes a physician use statement. Ethical considerations include avoiding deceptive claims and ensuring clear, accurate information for patient safety. Labeling aligns with course objectives by ensuring transparent communication, supporting compliance. By mastering labeling, you'll enhance device usability and trust. This slide transitions to medical device reporting, where we'll explore adverse event monitoring. Following labeling, let's discuss medical device reporting, MDR. In U.S. medical device regulation, MDR requires manufacturers and importers to report deaths, serious injuries, or malfunctions likely to cause harm if repeated, using MedWatch Form 3500A electronically. Manufacturers report deaths and injuries to FDA within 30 days, or within 5 days for remedial actions. Importers report deaths and injuries to FDA and manufacturers, and malfunctions to manufacturers, within 30 days. User facilities report deaths to FDA and manufacturers, and injuries to manufacturers, within 10 days. For example, a pacemaker malfunction triggers an MDR report. Ethical considerations include timely, accurate reporting to protect patients. MDR aligns with course objectives by ensuring post-market safety, fostering accountability. This slide transitions to FDA databases, where we'll explore regulatory tools. Following MDR, let's explore FDA's medical device databases in U.S. regulation. Devices at FDA catalogs cleared and approved devices, including 510K, PMA, and de novo data, with details like manufacturer and user instructions. The 510K database lists clearances by device name or code, PMA tracks high-risk approvals, and de novo includes novel classifications like OsteoDetect. Post-approval studies, PAS databases track required studies. For example, searching OsteoDetect in the de novo database reveals its classification code. Ethical considerations include using accurate data for transparency and patient safety. These databases align with course objectives by providing tools for regulatory navigation, fostering compliance. This slide transitions to applications, where we'll explore practical uses. Following databases, let's examine applications of advanced regulatory strategies in U.S. medical device regulation. Regulations ensure safe high-risk devices, like pacemakers, through PMA and QS requirements. They support novel device innovation, like AI diagnostics, via de novo classification. Post-market safety is monitored through MDR and PAS, ensuring ongoing device reliability. For example, a new AI tool like OsteoDetect uses de novo for market entry. Ethical considerations include prioritizing patient safety, transparent reporting, and equitable access. These applications align with course objectives by demonstrating how regulations enable safe, innovative devices, enhancing public health. By applying these strategies, you'll ensure compliant, impactful devices. This slide transitions to high-risk devices, where we'll delve into specific applications. Following applications, let's explore safe high-risk devices as a regulatory application. Class the third devices, like pacemakers, require PMA with clinical data to ensure safety and effectiveness. QS regulation ensures consistent manufacturing, while MDR tracks adverse events, like a pacemaker malfunction reported within 30 days. For example, a new cardiac implant undergoes PMA and QS inspections. Ethical considerations include rigorous testing, accurate MDR reporting, and patient safety prioritization. This application aligns with course objectives by ensuring high-risk devices meet stringent standards, fostering safe innovation. By navigating these requirements, you'll ensure reliable high-risk devices. This slide transitions to novel device innovation, where we'll explore de novo applications. Following high-risk devices, let's explore novel device innovation as a regulatory application. De novo classification supports novel low to moderate risk devices, like OsteoDetect, by establishing new classifications when no predicate exists. Approved devices, like Apple Watch's ECG feature, serve as predicates for future 510(k) submissions. For example, OsteoDetect's de novo approval enabled subsequent 510(k) clearances for similar tools. Ethical considerations include accurate data submission and ensuring patient safety. This application aligns with course objectives by fostering innovation for novel devices, enabling compliant market entry. By leveraging de novo, you'll support cutting-edge health solutions. This slide transitions to post-market safety, where we'll explore monitoring strategies. Following novel devices, let's explore post-market safety monitoring as a regulatory application. MDR requires reporting deaths, injuries, or malfunctions, like a diagnostic tool's failure reported within 30 days via MedWatch. Post-approval studies, PAS, track PMA device performance, ensuring ongoing safety. For example, a pacemaker's PAS monitors long-term reliability. Ethical considerations include timely reporting, transparency, and patient safety prioritization. This application aligns with course objectives by ensuring post-market accountability, fostering safe device use. By implementing MDR and PAS, you'll enhance device reliability and public trust. This slide transitions to regulatory methods, where we'll explore practical strategies. Following applications, let's discuss methods for regulatory compliance. Preparing PMA and de novo submissions involves compiling scientific data for Class III or novel devices, like a pacemaker's PMA with clinical trial results. Implementing QS ensures consistent manufacturing, while MDR involves timely adverse event reporting via MedWatch. Using FDA databases, like devices at FDA, supports research for predicates or approvals, such as searching OsteoDetect's de novo code. Ethical considerations include truthful submissions, rigorous quality controls, and patient safety. These methods align with course objectives by equipping you to navigate FDA requirements, ensuring compliance. By mastering these strategies, you'll facilitate market entry and safety. This slide transitions to PMA submissions, where we'll delve into the process. Following methods, let's explore the PMA submission process. PMA requires comprehensive clinical and scientific data for Class III devices, like pacemakers, to demonstrate safety and effectiveness. The FDA conducts a rigorous review, often taking months, to verify data integrity. For example, a new stent submits trial data for PMA approval. Ethical considerations include providing accurate data, ensuring patient safety, and transparent FDA communication. PMA aligns with course objectives by ensuring high-risk devices meet stringent standards, fostering safe innovation. By mastering PMA submissions, you'll secure approvals for critical devices. This slide transitions to de novo submissions, where we'll explore novel device processes. Following PMA, let's explore the de novo submission process. De novo is for novel low to moderate risk devices without predicates, like OsteoDetect. Manufacturers submit safety and effectiveness data to establish a new classification, enabling market entry and future 510(k) predicates. For example, Apple Watch's ECG feature are used de novo to create a class. The second category. Ethical considerations include accurate data and patient safety prioritization. De novo aligns with course objectives by enabling innovation for novel devices, fostering compliance. By navigating de novo, you'll support cutting-edge health solutions. This slide transitions to U.S. regulatory examples, where we'll explore specific cases. Following de novo, let's explore a U.S. regulatory example. A pacemaker. This class the third device requires PMA with clinical trial data to demonstrate safety and effectiveness. The manufacturer implements QS regulation for consistent production and complies with MDR, reporting malfunctions within 30 days. For example, a new pacemaker undergoes PMA review and PAS monitoring. Outcomes include reliable cardiac support and market compliance. Ethical considerations include accurate data, transparent reporting, and patient safety. This example aligns with course objectives by demonstrating high-risk device regulation, fostering compliant innovation. By studying this case, you'll navigate PMA and QS effectively. This slide transitions to another U.S. example, where we'll explore a novel device. Following the pacemaker, let's examine a U.S. regulatory example. OsteoDetect. This AI-based fracture detection tool, a novel class, the second device, was approved via de novo, establishing a new classification, code QBS. Its approval enabled subsequent 510(k) clearances, like Fracture Detect, FX, using OsteoDetect as a predicate. Outcomes include accurate diagnostics and market entry. Ethical considerations include transparent data submission and patient safety. This example aligns with course objectives by showcasing de novo's role in novel device innovation, fostering compliance. By studying this case, you'll learn to navigate de novo and 510(k) processes. This slide transitions to another U.S. example, where we'll explore the Apple Watch. Following OsteoDetect, let's explore a U.S. regulatory example. Apple Watch Series 4. Its ECG feature, a novel class, the second device, was approved via de novo, establishing a new classification. Subsequent Apple Watch versions used it as a predicate for 510(k) clearances, introducing features like irregular rhythm notifications. Outcomes include accessible heart monitoring and compliance. Ethical considerations include accurate health data and user privacy. This example aligns with course objectives by demonstrating de novo and 510(k) pathways for digital health, fostering innovation. By studying this case, you'll navigate novel device regulations. This slide transitions to best practices, where we'll explore compliance strategies. Following U.S. examples, let's discuss best practices in regulatory compliance. Ensuring rigorous PMA and de novo data involves submitting complete, truthful clinical evidence, like a pacemaker's trial results. Maintaining QS and MDR compliance requires consistent manufacturing and timely adverse event reporting, such as a malfunction reported within 30 days. Using FDA databases, like devices at FDA, ensures transparency by researching predicates or approvals. Ethical considerations include avoiding misleading claims, transparent reporting, and patient safety. These practices align with course objectives by fostering ethical compliance, ensuring safe innovation. By adopting these strategies, you'll build trust and regulatory success. This slide transitions to recommendations, where we'll provide actionable strategies. Following best practices, let's provide recommendations for regulatory success. Engaging FDA early, like pre-submission meetings for PMA or de novo, clarifies requirements and avoids delays. Implementing robust QS processes ensures consistent manufacturing, like for a class, the third device. Leveraging database-driven research, such as searching devices at FDA for predicates, streamlines submissions. For example, a manufacturer uses the de novo database to study OsteoDetect's approval. Ethical considerations include transparent FDA interactions, accurate data, and patient safety. These recommendations align with course objectives by promoting efficient, compliant strategies, ensuring market success. By implementing these, you'll navigate FDA processes effectively. This slide transitions to ways to succeed, where we'll explore additional strategies. Following recommendations, let's explore ways to succeed in regulatory compliance. Submitting accurate, comprehensive data for PMA or de novo ensures robust evidence, like clinical results for a new implant. Ensuring timely MDR reporting, like submitting a malfunction report within 30 days, maintains safety accountability. Collaborating with FDA and IRBs, such as for IDE approvals, clarifies requirements and avoids errors. For example, a manufacturer consults FDA before a PMA submission. Ethical considerations include truthful data, regulatory respect, and patient safety. These strategies align with course objectives by fostering effective compliance, maximizing success. By leveraging collaboration and data, you'll enhance outcomes. This slide transitions to ethical considerations, where we'll explore integrity. Following success strategies, let's discuss ethical considerations. Ensuring transparent FDA and IRB reporting involves accurate PMA, de novo, or MDR submissions, like reporting a device's true performance. Prioritizing patient safety in studies, like IDE clinical trials, requires informed consent and rigorous monitoring. Avoiding misleading claims and labeling prevents exaggerating benefits, like unverified claims for an ECG app. Ethical considerations also include user privacy and equitable access. These principles align with course objectives by fostering responsible regulation, building credibility. By prioritizing ethics, you'll ensure trustworthy devices. This slide transitions to evaluating success, where we'll explore assessment. Following ethical considerations, let's explore evaluating regulatory success. Measuring PMA and de novo approval rates tracks successful submissions, like a 510(k) using OsteoDetect as a predicate. Assessing QS and MDR compliance evaluates manufacturing consistency and adverse event reporting, like a pacemaker's MDR compliance. Refining strategies using FDA feedback, such as revising a PMA based on comments, improves outcomes. Ethical considerations include transparent reporting, avoiding inflated claims, and inclusive feedback. Evaluating success aligns with course objectives by ensuring data-driven compliance, optimizing outcomes. By measuring and refining, you'll enhance compliance and safety. This slide transitions to class activity, where we'll explore practical exercises. Following evaluation, let's explore a class activity using FDA databases. Search the de novo database for OsteoDetect to identify its classification code, QBS, and approval details. Using this code, search the 510(k) database to find Fracture Detect, FX, the first device using OsteoDetect as a predicate, and analyze its substantial equivalent claims, e.g., similar AI-based fracture detection. Search de novo for Apple Watch approvals, e.g., ECG feature and 510(k) database for subsequent versions, identifying predicates and technological advances. Ethical considerations include accurate data interpretation and patient safety focus. This activity aligns with course objectives by teaching database navigation, fostering regulatory skills. This slide transitions to the summary, where we'll consolidate key points. As we conclude our lecture, let's summarize key points. Advanced regulatory strategies ensure safe, innovative devices through PMA, de novo, IDE, QS, labeling, and MDR. Ethical compliance, like transparent reporting and patient safety, builds trust. U.S. examples, like pacemakers, OsteoDetect, and Apple Watch, illustrates PMA, de novo, and 510(k) applications. Best practices, like rigorous data submission, and recommendations, like FDA collaboration, overcome challenges like complex requirements. These align with course objectives to equip you with skills for navigating FDA regulations. enhancing public health through compliant innovation. By mastering these, you'll create safe, impactful devices. Thank you for your engagement. This slide provides references for U.S. medical device regulation. Pre-market approval, PMA, FDA, 2023 details Class the third device requirements. De novo classification, FDA, 2023 explains novel device pathways. Investigational device exemption, IDE, FDA, 2023 outlines clinical study rules. Quality System Regulation, FDA, 2023 covers manufacturing standards. Device Labeling, FDA, 2023 and Medical Device Reporting, FDA, 2023 Address Labeling and Adverse Event Reporting. Course notes by Professor Pirozzi complement these, offering practical insights. These align with course objectives, guiding you in creating safe, effective devices.